I want you, as you're there, watching this, looking at me, hearing what I'm saying, just picture for a second that there's this guy, all right? And this guy has this big boulder next to him. He's got this big boulder and he needs to break the boulder because in the center of the boulder, there is a jewel. A big jewel that he can sell for a lot of money. So he starts to take tools and he starts to hit the top of the boulder because he needs to start to chisel away at the boulder and he needs to get it to crack, right? Because as soon as he cracks it, he can open that motherfucker up, reach in, take out the jewel, and then, if you got a jewel that's this big, if you got a diamond that's this big, if you can, if you had a round sphere of solid gold, right? You're doing pretty good. You got some money. So he starts knocking this thing out. And he takes a lot of his attention and time hammering away at this thing. He needs to get it to crack. Spends day and night sweating away, hitting it with tools. And he starts to chisel away and chisel away and chisel away. And then, as he's doing it, he looks into the distant future and he sees another boulder. Now this boulder he's been hitting, he's starting to make some progress. He's cutting it a little bit. There's still a lot of work to go. He sees that boulder over there. Well, he says, you know what? Let me go check out that boulder over there. So this dude goes and walks over to that boulder over there. And he says to himself, I've been fucking working my ass off trying to break open this first boulder. Let me try the second boulder. I might be able to break this boulder open easier and get to the jewel inside because all these boulders have jewels inside, right? Takes his tools, goes over to the second boulder, hits it. Same thing. Spends his time doing it. He's sweating. He's working his ass off. Spends day and night. Starts to chip away. And then looks over his shoulder, sees another boulder in the distance. Well, he goes over to that boulder, boulder number 3. He's getting tired of hitting boulder number 2. He's chipped away at it a little bit. There's a lot of work to go. Sees boulder number 2. And he starts chipping away at that one. This one looks even easier. Let me try this one. This is what a lot of people do. They try to do things to get rich. And they try it. They spend some time doing it. They don't see the results as fast as they want. And then they try something else. And then they try something else. Now imagine for a second that he stayed hitting away at boulder number 1. And he hit away and he knocked it and he got all the tools and he took it out. And eventually the boulder cracked. It cracked at hit 10,000. Was it the 10,000 hit? I don't even know if I know how to say that, guys. Was it the 10,000th hit that caused the boulder to crack? Or was it all the hits accumulating and it was finally that final stroke that got it to crack, but it wouldn't have cracked without all the other hits? Obviously, it was the latter. It was option number 2. When you get rich, you want to stick with one thing. Because when you start making money, if there's something you want to do to get rich, you got to learn the skills. You got to get the information. You got to go out there and implement it. After you implement it, there's going to be the next level, and then the next level. And you might try something that might not work out. You got to go back there and you got to do it again. I see so many people, and they try to do this a few months to get rich, and then they try to do this, and then they say, "Oh, I'm going to join this company," right? They might join this network marketing company, and then they're going to sell stuff door to door, and then they're going to trade on. And then they're going to, trade stocks, right, and do penny stocks. And then they're going to join this money-making opportunity. You want to find one thing, you want to stick with it. Now, there are ways to get the learning curve to go by faster, right? Obviously, getting a blueprint. If you can get access to information where the blueprint's laid out and you can just copy and paste it, well, then you're going to, of course, get the results a lot faster. In my program, the 51 Pillars of Wealth, there's this guy that he has been, for the last 10 months, he's been making money on eBay, and he's now making $1,000 a day. And you could actually condense that. You could do that in 3 to 6 months. You could easily be making $1,000 a day on eBay in 3 to 6 months, right? Because he did it, but then he stopped doing it for a little bit, right? So obviously, if you just cut off that time and you condensed it, you could follow the blueprint, you could be making the same amount of money. But it's still 3 to 6 months. That might not sound like a lot of time to you, right? But a lot of people, they're doing something. If they spend a lot of time, going through and researching something, they do it for a few days. They do it for a couple weeks. and they don't really see a lot of money, then they just give up. I actually know this girl who is selling stuff on eBay and making money, and after 2 weeks she quit. And I talked to her. Said, "Why'd you quit?" And she goes, "Well, I was, I thought I should be making more money, and I thought it just wasn't for me." I said, "Look, you only had been doing it for 2 weeks. You were making money." I mean, she wasn't making a shit ton of money, guys, but she was making a couple $100s a week. You've been doing it for 14 days. You're making a couple $100s a week in profit. That's good. You just need to stick with it more. Put in some more time, put in some more months, and you'll start to be making really good money. And after we had that talk, she actually went out there. I was very surprised, very impressed, very happy to see her having results. She went out there and she started the process again, and she started making more money, right, on eBay. Because you want to stick with something, you want to get really good at it, and you just want to keep hammering away at the same boulder till it cracks.